Hello all. I want to talk to you and tell you a personal story about friendship and the power of friendships, as that is what the video series has been about. Let me take you back 27 years. I was 20 years old. I had just arrived in America on my own to do a year's work experience with the Forest Service. I was out there, I didn't know a soul. I was in a bunkhouse on the ranger station, staying with a few other bunkmates, but we weren't really mates at all. Just really shared the bunkhouse together. And this one evening, a Danish guy called Klaus turned up. Now, if any of you have watched Rocky IV and remember Ivan Drago out of that film, he was a huge 6'4", blonde, clipped hair, beast of a guy. And this is what Klaus looked up. He turned up on his big motorbike outside the bunkhouse, strolled in, and I'll never forget, he had a look at his bedroom upstairs, which they were tiny, and he came down and he looked at me and Les from Chicago, sitting on the sofa, and he just said, "I no sleep out there. I sleep out there tonight." And he pointed to the porch, and he slept outside that first night. So that gives you an idea of what Klaus was like. Now, Klaus and I decided to climb Mount Hood, which is the highest mountain in Oregon, which was, we were living at the foot of the mountain. And we did this, and we got to about almost the top. We had one last climb to reach the summit, and the part of the climb that we just completed was very dicey, very sketchy. It was like shale material, and you were scrambling up, and bits of rock and bits of slate were just dropping away. It was really, really sketchy. We didn't have any ropes, and we got to this point, and we sat down and had a little rest. And I said, "Listen, Klaus, I don't think, we've done really well. We're almost at the top. Why don't we call it a day? Why don't we leave it here?" And he just looked at me, and in his Danish accent and in his big statuesque figure of a man, said to me, "Daniel, we're in the hands of the mountain now. If we die, we die." So you can imagine what I thought. Anyway, we got to the top, and when we're at the top, traditionally you think, "Yay, we got to the top of a mountain, what a beautiful view, I feel fantastic, feel great, what an achievement." I felt nothing. I felt absolutely, it was just dull. There was nothing. There was no sense of enjoyment or fun or achievement there for me. Now, fast forward about 26 years, last year in October, me and a group of friends, about 12 of us, we did a charity hike. We called it Hike Mind. It was for the charity Mind. We raised about £1,000 for Mind, and we climbed a summit in the Lake District, a summit called High Street. Now, on this day, we arrived the night before we were due to do the climb, and it was torrential rain. It was Storm Callum. I don't know if any of you remember Storm Callum, but it was the worst storm in 30 years that the Lake District has seen. And we were chatting to a mountain guide the evening before in the pub, and he said, "Listen, I'm not even going out tomorrow. Nobody will be going out tomorrow. It's going to be so wet, it's torrential, it's dangerous, blah, 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 blah." Anyway, we did it, didn't we? We went, and it was torrential. Three of the guys, three big burly guys, bigger than me, I was one of them, but the other two were bigger than me, we physically got blown over with the winds. There must have been gusts of 70, 80 miles on the top of this summit, and it just blew us clean over, bang, hit the floor. And so it was a real challenge, really, really hard. Strong winds, torrential rain, blowing in at all angles, and a hard, strenuous climb. Anyway, we got to the top, and we did have a brief moment where it didn't stop raining, but it wasn't as bad. And there were a couple of guys up ahead of me that had reached the summit, and I was third. And I remember walking up, and I was feeling great. I was feeling so good. The endorphins were pumping around me. I had all my mates with me. And I remember saying to my friend, as I came up to him, I just looked at him, I said, "I just love this. I feel so good. This is great. I love this." So why I'm telling you that story is the difference, that stark difference from when I climbed the mountain with no friends. I had no friends in my life at that point, to a point in my life last year where I had 12 really close mates, 3 or 4 with best buddies, really good relationship I had with them. And the difference was so compelling. And one of those, obviously not the whole reason, but one of those reasons that I felt so good in the Lake District as opposed to in Oregon, in America, was that I'd cultivated a really, really good friendship circle, really, really good quality. And it's about the quality of your relationships, not the quantity. And I have those now. And the difference in my reaction when we reached those 2 different summits just points out for you that, you know, what a difference relationships and social connectedness and the quality of them can make. So, you know, and the other thing to bear in mind here is, you know, 27 years ago, I didn't have any friends. And if you're maybe in that state of time of a life where you may not have many friends around you for whatever reason, you know, it's sort of a little message of hope that, you know, it's not going to stay like that. Things do change, things do get better. And I wish you all the best. I hope you like these videos about friendship, so important, such a key part of good well-being and mental health. And remember, they doesn't just make you feel better, they actually make you live longer. So well worth investing some time into it. All the best. I'll speak to you on the next series. See you soon. I've been Dan Wince at Success Gym, mental health trainer. Bye for now.